Hello YouTube, and today is the first of our Christmas videos.
Yay, Christmas time, let's go.
So, we have here a lucky hat, and in it is a list of loads of different Christmas video ideas.
Yes.
So we can draw one out and see what today's video is.
It's going to be, yes.
Who would like to do the honours and pull one out the hat?
You can, you've got the hat.
Let's pour out the hat. Oh, this is a goodie.
Oh, is it?
It is a top 10 video.
The famous top 10s are back, finally.
And it is the same as we did last year, a sequel
Oh, sequels.
to Christmas Advert.
Yay. Christmas ads are back.
Christmas ads are back.
They're
and
back.
we'll go through some adverts and then we'll get back and report to you on our thoughts of the adverts. So we'll see you in a second.
12 seconds later.
We
have gone through some adverts and we have decided after some deliberation our final top 10 adverts of 2022.
Yes.
So we'll go from 10th until 1st and we'll go through the adverts and give you our opinions on them. So the first advert is...
But before we begin, I would like to give some honourable mentions. We did watch 18 different adverts.
Yes, we did.
8 didn't make our top 10, which include Argos. We voted last because it was terrible. Heathrow Airport didn't make the list. We just went. What we did was went on YouTube and we searched for Christmas adverts. And I just scrolled down and H wrote down every single one I saw, and Heathrow Airport came up and she wrote it down. So we watched it. It was Morrison's.
With Old Farmer Christmas.
The department store I work at.
But
it's probably the worst out of all the supermarket ones we watched. So up your game next year, Morrison's. Let me and H direct it. Tell a lie, because Sainsbury's didn't make it either. Neither did Boots. Sports Direct didn't.
No.
Lidl didn't. And I think that's it.
Most of the supermarkets didn't make it this year.
Yeah, which is odd. No, Apple didn't make it either. Apple as well. To be fair, I'm pretty sure last year Apple did really well last year.
Yeah, it was the snowman in the freezer or whatever.
Yeah. That did really well last year.
Yeah.
Do you know what also did well last year?
What?
The video that's coming 10th on our list.
It did. Was it first or second? It was near the top.
It was definitely top 3 from what I remember.
Yeah. But this year it's at the bottom.
It's 10th. It's not the bottom. It's 10th. It's the new John Lewis advert.
Yes.
Because last year's John Lewis advert was it the Alien one?
I think so. Yeah.
John Lewis are usually famous for having like the top tier adverts, but this year, for me, it wasn't as strong as the other ones because it didn't have that emotional connection.
No, and didn't have like
there was the Alien one. I remember. There's the Man on the Moon one. There was
the dog,
the Penguin one.
Yeah,
all of them. This one,
the monster.
The
one.
monster one was really good as well.
But
this year
was just a man on the skateboard.
It was just basically, what the plot of it was, there was man was practicing to learn how to skateboard because his new foster kid was about to come and move in for Christmas, and she's really into skateboarding. So she thought, you know what, I'm going to learn how to skateboard so I get a connection with my new foster kid. But I feel like it just feels like most adverts like that. I think it's better if it's like something not human, like connection.
Yeah.
Because like if it was like adoption for a dog or something.
Yeah. Or
like it was like a weird like even if the kid was like a cartoon character.
Yeah.
It would have made everything of the character would have been better, but again not as strong as last year. I put it 8th and H put it 9th, so it didn't make both our top 10s, but barely at all.
Yeah, it was. I think the reason behind it was sort of quite good, but I think that it didn't sort of portray it very well.
Yeah.
And didn't make that connection like we sort of used to with
John Lewis adverts.
John Lewis adverts.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was quite towards the top. There was quite a bit of a tough competition.
It
really,
was
because
there was a lot of good ones this year, to be fair, which is why John Lewis Even if John Lewis last year, it probably would have made like top. It definitely would have still made top 3 this year if he did last year's advert. But
but I mean,
also the song. What was the song they used this year? That was
all the small things.
All the small things.
But it was
really
very
slow version.
Slow.
It felt weird.
It did, and I think the song as well. It just didn't.
It didn't fit as well.
Didn't fit.
It's definitely. I think definitely one of John Lewis's weakest adverts out of all of them.
Definitely.
For sure. Moving on to number 9. Technically, 10th, 9th, and 8th all got the same score from us.
Yes.
But the next one, basically, me and H swapped places. So I had it 9th and H had it 8th, and that was the Lego advert.
Yes. Now that I like the Lego advert.
The Lego advert was when I was watching, I thought this is going to be a bit weird. And then Katy Perry showed up and started singing Firework. I'm like, why is Katy Perry doing all the adverts right now? She doesn't just eat.
Yeah.
She's in. She's now in the Lego advert. With literally, these kids were building a like weird car.
Yeah.
From using all like different sets and stuff, and then it came to life. Katy Perry showed up singing on the car, and they just drove around.
And they got stuck, and then Iron Man
saved them, and like all of like the main Lego sets came out and helped, and then they all just have a sing song and drove off into the sunset.
Well, they delivered presents along the way.
They delivered presents along the way because obviously it's Christmas and they gave everyone their new Lego sets and whatnot. But yeah, I find it slightly worse than the John Lewis advert. Sorry, but I hate to put it higher. Then why did you put it above John Lewis?
I think some of it's still there's a bit more reasoning behind it, and I think that it's sort of that creative aspect of sort of kids and Lego, and how you can use Lego to, in essence, sort of bring people together. If they're making a car to go and deliver presents, then it's a bit more of a sentiment than the John Lewis one. It kind of had, I think the John Lewis one had more sort of reasoning behind it, but if they sort of went the same way as Lego did or something, then that would have been higher
to me. The list, but so Lego again was like bottom tier, top 10ish for both of us. So
it was a good advert.
It was a good advert, but it wasn't pushing the higher positions on the list.
Yeah.
Now we move on to number 8, which also got 21 points.
21?
Out of a possible 36.
Something like that.
18 times 2 is 36. That is correct. Which we have Mackie D's.
Mackie Doodahs.
H had it 6. I didn't have it in my top 10.
Did you not?
I had it 11.
Oh.
So I think you should leave as well because you had the highest.
So it was quite a good advert, in my opinion, because at the start of the advert there was this kid, and his mum said, "Why don't you write a list for Christmas?"
Christmas list.
And he wrote a massive list, and when I mean massive, I mean massive.
Like, it was low.
And sort of kept adding and adding and adding to it.
To the list.
To the list, and then the list flew away in the wind.
In the wind, because it was so long. He tried to give it to Santa and just flew away into the sky.
And he tried to get it.
And he tried to grab it and it just flew away into the wind.
So then what did they do?
They go to McDonald's.
But after they went to McDonald's, they come out, sort of, you saw the parents having a chat in McDonald's or whatever, and then the kid sort of realises, right, I don't need all this stuff, I just want my family.
Christmas.
And that was just a good sentiment compared to
the other ones.
The other ones.
Now the reason I put McDonald's a bit lower, because I was expecting to, when the list went up into the sky, I thought Santa was gonna fly along in his sleigh, and the list was tied into his onto his sleigh.
Yeah.
Santa lands back at the North Pole, realises the list is on there. At the end of the list was going to be something like he really wanted a Big Mac. or something he really wanted.
Yeah.
Then it cuts away to the family at McDonald's. The kid opens his Happy Meal, and his present in the Happy Meal is in the Happy Meal. I mean,
that would have made a good advert.
That would have made a good advert as well. That's how
McDonald's next year.
Because technically I did adverts at uni for like some of it.
Yeah.
So I just thought that would have been a cool like twist to it kind of thing, because in the McDonald's advert they didn't really, the McDonald's part of the actual going to McDonald's wasn't like one of the main
part of the advert.
Part of the advert. They were just there It could have been any other restaurant. It could have been a Starbucks. It could have been just a normal cafe. Just went in, had a chat, and walked out again.
Yeah.
So,
I get that side, but I also think that it's still, it's got a good Christmas meaning.
Yeah, for sure. I know that most adverts nowadays don't really reference the product at all.
No.
Like, ever. Like, compare the meerkats. Compare the market, it's got nothing to do with meerkats.
No.
At all. They did, like, the first couple of adverts when they first made it, and nowadays it's like, you're watching it and you go, why is the meerkat doing a sing-song? It's a compare the market advert. It's about car insurance. There's no car insurance nonsense whatsoever. But yeah, so that was McDonald's. Now, next on our list is very controversial because someone had it 14th place.
Yeah.
And someone had it first place. Now, I had it first place personally. Because we were doing the list, we watched every advert and said, oh, where would you rank it compared to the other ones we've watched? H said, I'll put it just above Sainsbury's. I'm like, excuse me? And I said, this is going first, my guy. Now I want us to explain why I put Amazon first. The main reason was, watching it, I felt like it's what John Lewis should have done.
Yeah.
With the advert, because basically the whole promise of the advert, if you've not watched it, there'll probably be a playlist linked in the description with all the adverts in it, so you can like watch and then we can judge your opinion in the comments. But basically, this little girl, I think the backstory of it was single dad, mum died, the last present the mum gave this little kid was snow globe, right? So she took it everywhere, tried to take it to school. Dad said no, don't take it to school. So you had to put it in the seatbelt to like protect it and whatnot. She took it everywhere, every meal and stuff. So Dad goes, right, what I'm gonna do for Christmas is I'm gonna make a massive snow globe for this little girl. So he buys all this stuff from Amazon. He buys a shredder. He buys fans. He does all this stuff, and then walks out into the garden on Christmas Day. Greenhouse is there. His mate's in the shed. He flicks the light on. All the Christmas lights in the greenhouse turn on. There's like this like really like house, tree, snowman, all this stuff. Fans are blowing all the newspaper around to make it like a snow globe, and then she's really happy, and then it ends the scene, and it's like, this is what John Lewis should have done. This is the staple of Christmas adverts. Getting that emotional stuff, because Christmas is all about love and family and all that malarkey, which is why I had it first.
I felt it was a bit boring. It was a bit slow, and the music didn't really push it. It was.
I'll give you that. If it had the better music, it would probably rival some of the old John Lewis ones.
Yeah.
But the music was a bit slow. It was a slow progress to get there.
Exactly.
But
with an advert, in my opinion, you want a story, but you don't want it that slow. You want it.
It felt like one of the, on the film when you get like the shorts and stuff of film which are like 2 or 3 minutes long.
Yeah.
It felt like one of those.
Yeah.
But it was a really good one of those, but just not an advert.
That's what I mean. Let's say you were watching the football half time and that advert come on.
Yeah.
Would it be memorable? Or would you just compare to the others, which are more short and snappy? To me, not really.
I get what you mean, but I wouldn't have put it that low on your. I don't understand why it's not even in your top 10. If you're like that, I would expect you to be like 10th, 9th or something, not 14th.
Yeah, but they had better adverts.
Yeah, but you put Boots above it.
Well, that was a better advert. That was more creative.
Every time she took the glasses off and put glasses on, Christmas appeared. It was
Exactly,
weird. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. But yeah, so Amazon would definitely have not made our list, and probably Sports Direct would have done if I didn't put it first.
Football.
For God's sake. Right, we move on to number 6 on the list, which 1 more point more than Amazon was O2.
Yes.
Which we both had 7th.
Yes, we did. Now, this had a good meaning, especially in sort of in a depression, where this old lady She was cold.
Snow
she had
granny.
no one to talk to. She was a snow
granny.
granny.
Snow granny, yeah.
And I mean, she was lonely. She had no heating or whatever. And I mean, lots of people are doing things like this. But like, there's obviously food banks.
Food banks and whatnot.
There's now heat banks.
Mm.
Which most of them is in the library anyway. You just go in the library and you get some heat.
Mm.
And O2 have started to do data banks.
Yeah.
Where for people who can't afford data but might need it to help connect to people, someone can
Do it. Yeah.
donate and give it to them. That was the main sentiment, but it was nice. It was good animation.
Good animation. For me, usually animation just wins Christmas adverts for me, because they remind me of like Pixar and Disney and stuff, and they usually do really well for the emotional side of it.
Yeah, I think something sort of an advert that's either animated or quite good to the sort of point kind of thing, or a bit out there is sort of kind of good. Like something that's out there is the gorilla.
Exactly, like the cat. You want like a memorable thing.
Yeah.
Because every time you think of that gorilla or hear that song, you go, "Oh, Cadbury's advert."
Yeah, every time I see a gorilla, I'm like, "Would you like a chocolate bar?"
Every time you see a meerkat at the zoo, you want to go buy some car insurance.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's weird. And then obviously sometimes at work, you know the home base or the B&Q song, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dun 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 diddy dun, or whatever the song is.
LV as well.
LV and all that stuff. I just hear the song and think, oh, this is the B&Q advert.
Oh no.
So because sometimes like animation, you think, see this character. That's the main thing of advertising. You see something like for 2 seconds or even a second, and you go, I know what company that is.
Yeah.
Like if you see my logo, you go, Ditto. Who's Ditto?
Ooh, that could be a game show idea.
What, a logo quiz?
Yeah.
We just played a logo game. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, we both had 02 and 7th, and it came 6th overall. Interesting. Right, we move on to number 5, top 5 now. Of all the supermarket adverts,
no, it's not.
Only two
made
the top 10. And I think we looked at all of the main ones.
Yeah.
And number 5 was Asda.
Yes.
Now, it's probably one of the first Christmas adverts I've actually seen, because I don't really watch television anymore. I mainly just watch YouTube and stuff. And I've seen it on YouTube and stuff. And I saw a clip of it on TikTok as well. And it's pretty much a really bad CGI of Buddy the Elf working at Asda.
Yeah.
Now, it was funny. I enjoyed it. But because the CGI was so actually bad,
it pushed it down.
It pushed it down for me. Because it literally looked like if you're at college,
yeah,
and your project was to put
yourself
into a film. That's what it looked like.
Remember that when you did the YouTube streams, and I was like this woman, and it was like how to CGI yourself into whatever.
It looked like a 16-year-old, 17-year-old who literally had their first job made that advert.
Yeah,
they just had a budget to use. That was it.
Yeah, they just went, this will do. There you go.
I think what they've done is they've like gone like, right, if you see Buddy the Elf, because that's one of the main Christmas films, I would say.
Yeah.
Like Home Alone. I'm trying to think of major Christmas films now. Home Alone's the main one. Elf. You've got obviously the old school, the Snowman and whatnot.
Nightmare Before that's Halloween, really.
It's
kind of both.
It's kind of both, but yeah. So like those staples. So now every time people watch Buddy the Elf, they're going to go Asda. I've seen what they've done there, but the CGI was bad.
It was.
It's because I don't know how they got away with that. Did they contact Will Ferrell and say, "Can we use your?"
Surely they would have had to.
Well, if that's the case, why don't they just ask him to do the advert? If they had to get permission to use clips from the film,
wouldn't they just get him to do it?
Exactly.
And then
it wouldn't
crap CGI.
They would crap CGI, and then I don't know. Maybe he was. It's not. Is he? I don't think he's busy doing a big film right now. It might be. I don't know. But
it's got a big film out, but it was filmed in
ages ago.
It was filmed like February time.
Yeah, exactly. So why if you need to go off that trouble to get permission to use the clips from the film, why don't you just get Will Ferrell? It's probably easier to get Will Ferrell in the video than to jump through all these loopholes to get one of the biggest Christmas films ever to use clips in your advert.
But yes, but I also get the point because Will Ferrell's older, and it would look different.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
But it can bring
because
more of the story.
It could have been Elf. Because at the end of Elf, spoiler alert.
I don't think it's a spoiler nowadays.
He moves out of the North Pole, marries his wife, and moves on with his life.
Yeah.
It could have been like 20 years later, looking for a job, as is advertising.
Yeah.
He goes there, and just bees Buddy the Elf at Asda, and win.
So this is your requisition for Elf 2 to be released.
Elf 2 to be released, so he works at Asda. But the thing is, right, the crappy animation, if you've seen the new Free Lion song, that also has that kind of animation into it that they used. But I feel like that was better than the Asda advert.
Yeah.
Because it felt like...
It felt more like they were actually there.
It felt like they were actually, even though there was old and young of Frank Skinner and David Baddiel next to each other. I don't know. It just worked better maybe because there was a song behind it and it was an iconic song.
Yeah.
And it fits because they were in the same location. But seeing Buddy the Elf at Asda just didn't feel right. So that's why we had, like, if it was better animation, like the new Free Lion song, it probably would have made top 3, top 4 on my list, but it didn't. It got 6th on mine and 5th on yours. So move on to the top tier supermarket advert from this year. I can't remember what supermarket won last year. It might have been Tesco.
I think it was Tesco.
For
Santa.
We didn't even watch Tesco this year.
I mean, that's in it.
I don't think...
It's not even...
Is it... Was it better than Lidl's?
No.
Okay, that doesn't matter.
Not my opinion, anyway.
So top 4, we have Aldi. Kevin the Carrot.
Kevin the Carrot is back for
the 200th year in a row.
Yes, he is.
So I had it 5th, H had it 3rd, so H can lead this one because they had it higher. Why did you put Aldi top 3?
I think because it was quite funny.
It was actually quite funny, actually.
Like, the last one had loads of references. Last year, I remember, and this year had references, but more to footballers. So there was like Ronaldo,
Marcus Radishford.
Yeah.
There was all like the footballers because obviously the World Cup's on at Christmas. It's unheard of.
And it was also a spin-off of Home Alone.
It wasn't.
It was quite
good
because
all Kevin's family left to go to Paris
and see the Trifle Tower.
And Kevin was also named Kevin in Home Alone.
Yeah.
So it's all these booby traps.
Yeah.
To get the.
But they must have thought years ahead, or did they just go, "Oh, well, hold on a minute, this is Kevin and that's Kevin."
Well, they must have. I don't think. I just think Kevin the Carrot just works as a name.
Yeah.
Maybe just because I've heard it so many times now, it just works as a name. But what I'm thinking is the funniest part was when he flew out of the window and landed in the snowman, and it
wasn't his nose.
And Santa Claus goes, "You fell out the window and made the snowman not his nose," or something like that, and he just landed on the lower part of the snowman.
Yeah. And
it looked like a certain phallic symbol in the thing, but they didn't say it because it was supposed to be a kids to the family advert. It's like in Shrek and all these shows, there are adult jokes in them.
Like
with the adults,
Simpsons, got loads
of them. They got adult jokes the kids won't get, but the adults watching it will get.
Yeah.
So I like that part of it. That's why I put it 5th. And yeah, I think Aldi takes the crown for supermarket Christmas advert this year.
Yes, definitely.
Which is disappointing because I'm actually in my work uniform right now and it's not Aldi. But you know what? We take those, even though my supermarket came last. No, technically didn't because Tesco was DNF, did not finish. But that's it. That's the main one we didn't do.
I mean, I put Argos below it.
It's not a supermarket.
Oh, supermarket. Yeah.
I think I'm last. Argos came last. But yeah, but we move on to a top 3 now.
Ooh.
And in third place, I'm pretty sure Disney came top 3 again last year as well. I'm pretty sure last year was John Lewis, Disney, and Apple were top 3 last year.
Yes, no, they were.
This year, only Disney
out of the last lot come
top 3 again, which I hate had it 4th, I had it 2nd. Now, again, Disney Animation, it just has a connection. Just iconic connection. It was basically a sequel to last year's advert because last year they got a new dog. I'm pretty sure that was last year's advert. They got the new dog.
But yeah, they got a new dog, and was like ruining stuff.
It's like ruining Christmas, and then after all, they were happy families. They loved the dog, and blah blah blah. This year, youngest kid, keeps being ignored because Mama,
it's preggers.
It's preggers. Yes, she is up the duff and preggers, right? So they're more focused on her, and she's like, why are you paying attention to me? Hi, I'm here as well. Hi.
Hey.
It happens every time. When you're the older sibling, you get ignored when the new one comes. It doesn't matter. But yeah, she kept getting ignored. Dad and older sister tried to like put a smile on her face, and then she started crying as everything was going on. Like Mum was rushed to hospital to give birth and all this malarkey. She had baby Mickey to make her feel better.
Hugged it a lot
because she was sad because she was being ignored basically. Baby arrives, she's crying. Mum goes, do you want to meet your new baby sister? She walks over, she looks at her, she starts crying. She looks at the baby Mickey and goes, you have helped me get through all this crying stuff. Let me give it to you. Gives her the baby and the advert ends. It's like, you've learnt that even family can be freaking annoying. You've got to look out for each other. And that's what Disney's all about.
It is, and there was loads of Disney references again.
There was Olaf in it, there was Lightyear on the television.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any others I can think of on top of my head.
Other
Mickey Mouse.
A lot of Toy Story characters.
There's a lot of Toy Story characters and all that kind of stuff. Like toys, obviously. Christmas, Toy Story, makes sense. So yeah, that is why Disney came third.
Number 2.
I'm missing out on top 2 because top 2 actually tied.
Yes.
But we've done it based on because the one in second, H had first, I had 4th. The one we put top was 2nd and 3rd. So there's a smaller gap between them. So in 2nd place is the advert H had first, which unsurprisingly is PETA. PETA. The Protection Against, I don't even know what PETA stands for. The U. Protection Environmental Something Association.
Yes.
It's about saving the animals, basically.
Yes, it is. And it was, I think the animation was quite good.
Animation was good, correct.
It had a good meaning, in my opinion. And it was, the turkey was quite funny.
It was.
Because they was cutting up tomatoes or whatever, and it thought it was another turkey, so it ran away. And then they all finished.
You don't really explain the advert that well. You just skipped half of it and said that she was cutting up tomatoes and turkey went mad. Right, so the start of the advert was on. There's a mum and it was basically like a Disney film. There was a baby turkey. Disney short. There was a baby turkey and a mummy turkey in the back of a van, about to be transported to go and become someone's Christmas dinner. Yum yum. Which I don't understand. Why would there be a baby turkey on the truck to go and be made into a Christmas turkey? Because who's going to go to the shop and go, you know what I want? I want this really small bird.
Maybe only one person. Maybe it was for 2, or maybe it was just for one person.
Yeah, but it was you don't say, oh, can I have a baby turkey or baby chicken?
Well, you get baby chickens to eat. They're poissons, same, but turkey.
Okay, whatever. Well, it's very rare to have that, so I thought that was a bit weird. So, the van hit a bump, the door's wide open, so Mama went, yeet the baby out of the car, out of the truck, and then it starts crying and goes, Mama, Mama, and then it looks like it's about to be hit by a car, it stops, and there's this family, comes and saves it, rescues it, takes it home, looks after it, it grows older and older and older. It's then sitting watching television, and an advert for let's call it Bernard Matthews. So Bernard Matthews advert's on the television, and it says, yummy turkey. It's having flashback because it recognises the logo that was on the truck. And it starts crying because you think, oh my god.
My mum has been eaten.
My mum's been eaten. I'm going to be eaten next, because she looks over to mum, she's chopping up tomatoes. And they're thinking, the turkey that you're thinking, right, because on the advert they're slicing the turkey and putting it on the plate. Cuts to mum and she's doing the same thing. You, oh my god, I'm scared. Run around. And then Christmas Day comes. Everyone's thinking they've eaten turkey. Cuts away. They put vegan turkey on the plate. They're all eating it, loving it. And the kid gives the vegan the meat-free turkey to the turkey.
Yeah.
And at this point, everyone's thinking, hang on a minute, is this cannibalism? Because it's not explained that it is. And then they eat it away, and it says, have a vegan Christmas at the end. Which is why I hate to put it first, because they're vegan. That's the only reason they put it first. And
it was a good advert.
It's one. To be fair, I put it fourth. It shouldn't. I think it should have been just out of top 3, but you shafted Amazon so much, it's annoying.
I hate that.
But it's fine because Peter came second, well technically first. And first
place was.
The thing is, right? Last year, I'm pretty sure this advert came like 7th, 6th-ish.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I enjoyed last year's advert more than this year's advert. But the thing is,
I think some of it was just the memories of the last one.
It was the celebrations advert, which again no one's probably ever seen.
I've not seen it.
I didn't see it until we watched it a minute ago.
And I only saw the last one once, and that was when we watched it.
Watched it, yeah. So I don't understand why it's an advert and a thing. Now, obviously, everyone knows the debate that's happened over Christmas. The bounties have been removed from the celebrations box. Half the people are upset and angry. Half the people are amazed because they say, "Oh, I don't like coconut. It's fine. No one eats the bounties."
But guess what?
Guess what?
They're back.
That was so. Jesus Christ! But yeah,
guess what?
They're back.
They're back and bigger than ever. And I mean that because their bounty was the size of a person.
Yeah, it's true. So bounty, there was a whole debate that they should bring them back. I don't think did they bring them back?
Yeah.
Because I was watching the advert page earlier and it said, "Well, why is Celebrations made an advert about removing bounties and then having a petition to bring it back?" Now what they did was they said they were going to remove bounties before the celebration boxes went out to the public and said, yeah, we're getting rid of it, it's what's happening. Everyone's in uproar, everything's fine. They release this advert and they just keep them as normal. Because it brings the hype and they're like, oh my god, they're getting rid of bounty, what is happening? Everyone's talking about it on the internet because any publicity is good publicity.
Well, they only released no bounties in five supermarkets in the country.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Because everyone was such an uproar about it. I don't know why, because every time you go to family Christmas, no one eats the bounties apart from like this one person in the corner, the weirdo in the corner. That's usually me. We likes the coconut, right? But the trick is, if you're a bounty enjoyer, right, this is the trick you have. What you do is when you open a celebrations tin, you don't eat the bounties. You eat all the other ones. Because you know for a fact no one will eat the bounties. So you get extra chocolate. Because if you eat the Mars, the Snickers, the Milky Ways, you eat those with everybody else. And then the bounties are at the end and you just go, oh, these are mine as well. Thank you. I get more chocolate. Haha. But yeah, so the premise of the advert was, Bounty watches the news. It's been evicted from the Snickers box, which means he's homeless.
Yeah.
So he walks out. This old woman comes and gives him a new home.
Yeah.
They start having Christmas together. You then watch the television, and there's all these protests saying bring back Bounty. On his phone, he's got 12 missed calls from Snickers. He's got 18 texts from Maltesers saying come back, we miss you, we miss you, we miss you. Comes back home. First time
Christmas dinner.
At Christmas dinner. The first time, because last year we didn't see any other chocolate bars. No. We just saw a Brussels sprout. Because no one likes Brussels sprouts, and they fell in love.
Yeah.
Where was Mrs. Brussels sprouts in this?
I don't know. Maybe they split up.
Maybe they did. Who knows? That's for next year. Brussels sprouts will come back.
Maybe
but yeah.
The Brussels sprout rotted.
That lose trust. Anyway, So yeah, so they have a Christmas dinner with the Mars, the Milky Way, the Maltesers, all that malarkey. Live happily ever after. And I just thought there was comedy aspects of it. There was... I feel like if it was animated and it was like that advert, it would be high up this for me, but I put it third. But there wasn't a song either. So literally the whole time we've been going about animation and music, sells an advert, and we've got celebrations first. We don't have any of those.
No, but sometimes...
Humour works.
It's humour, animation. If it's animation and music together, it has to be together. It can't, or something and music has to be together. It can't just be a song, some acting. It has to be together, which is more of my point.
But the thing is, music adverts. Because I was thinking of I can't remember what company it was, but do you remember the Christmas advert where the kids were doing a school play and they were singing Queen? I can't remember what company it was.
Yes.
That wasn't animated. That wasn't have humour. I mean, it did have humour in it.
Yeah.
So you either want a funny song, a funny animation, or a musical animation.
Yes.
Which is usually the John Lewis adverts, because either the penguin, the monster, and all that stuff are usually animated. But yeah, so our top two joint was the Peter advert and the Celebration advert. Two adverts you probably haven't seen ever, because not usually on television. So,
well, I don't know.
I don't think you'll see the Peter advert on television. I think it'll just be an online thing. Same with Celebrations. Disney, you probably won't. Aldi's probably the most chance you'll get. Highest on the list you'll see on television.
Yeah.
If you're a boomer, watch television. But if you're on the internet,
who watches terrestrial television?
I know, right? If you want to watch
even
something,
ITV is
if you want to watch
online first.
If you want to watch something, watch this channel or the Twitch. You know what? But yeah, Celebration Peter are number first and second. Just to clarify the list before we go, in 10th place we had John Lewis, Lego, and McDonald's, all joining 8th place technically. 7th place we had Amazon. 6th was O2. 5th was Asda. 4th was Aldi. 3rd was Disney, and joint first was Celebrations and Peter. That's our list. If you agree or disagree, let us know in the comment section down below. And also let us know for any future top 10s. I know some people have been asking for top 10s to come back. So let us know in the comments which categories you'd like us to do. We could do gaming or films. We could do food. We could do whatever you want us to do a top 10 on. Just let us know in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment and subscribe. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
And we will go through the adverts and give us your thoughts. And we will go through the adverts and give us. I'm not on tier today. And we'll go through the adverts.
We'll go through the adverts.
And we'll go through the adverts and give us. And we'll go through the adverts.
Calm yourself down.
And we'll go through the adverts and give you our opinions on them. Hey, let's go!
Let's go. I'm missing one, because it's 18. I only got 7 on the list. What am I missing?
Does Apple make it? No, Apple didn't.
John Lewis are usually famous for having like the top tier adverts this year. I mean, not this year.
Every year.
Every year.